Welcome to another episode of Trending Echoes. My name is Elyazia Al Hosani, and we have a very special guest with us today, Daniel Yacoboni,
Hello.
the co-founder and the R&D Chief Officer of Aneco Middle East.
Hello.
It's very
Thank
nice to
you
have you.
so much to having me here today. It's an honor and a pleasure talking to you.
The honor is ours. I want to start off the conversation today with a simple question.
Yeah.
What is Aneco Middle East?
Aneco Middle East. Aneco Middle East is the evolution of, and the last step of a story that started in Italy, actually, to be honest, in Libya, 1947, by my grandfather. So, and after the Green Revolution, my grandfather, which was born there, moved back to Italy and start again the business in mechatronic. Actually, we are originally a mechatronic company, which in the last 20 years moved their field of interest into water and water technologies. So actually now I'm the third generation of mechatronic and water entrepreneur. And now it's my time, after my grandfather and my father, to run the company and spread it around. So we have several branches, like in, for example, in Peru or in Canada, also in Italy, Morocco, and now in UAE. So that's why Aneco Middle East, because we are projected to East and Far East of the world.
Aneco now is present in over 60 countries around the world, and Aneco Middle East. So why did you choose to expand to the Middle East? Is it because of the opportunities and innovation technology that we bring to the table?
Also, yes, because the Middle East and in particular the United Arab Emirates are very, very, very much into the opportunities that they can catch around the world in terms of technology and development. Also because the UAE are a very important hub for the Far East, so which is actually the next challenge, because the Far East count almost the half of the population of the entire planet. And also they are facing very important problems concerning the number of population and the availability of drinking water. So of course we needed to choose a place which were suiting our needs in terms of open-minded and visions in terms of technology, and that should be an important hub for the Far East. So that's why we choose UAE and more Abu Dhabi.
The MENA region today is a home or a hub of 13 out of 17 countries that face water scarcity. People are dying every single day, and numbers are not just numbers, they're human beings. What are your thoughts on that? Is it the lack of governance? Is it the lack of resources? Or is it the lack of technology?
More than all, under my point of view, it's a lack of governance. And it's a very cultural lack, because it doesn't matter where you go, countries that are rich in water or countries which are very poor in water, they almost do not care about water. Like water, it's water, it's just water, you see? So this is the general thoughts. And we do not understand that this is really a primary resource. It's not just for the slogan, you know, or advertisement. No, this is a reality. And more we grew up, more the demand of water increase, and less is the approach, lower is the approach to water policy. Like we face it with COP26, for example, okay, and we couldn't achieve any final result. But the subject was on the table of the great and powerful men, greatest and powerful men in the world. So, but no solution. How come? So this is really more than oil, more than gas, more than gold, more than everything. But no solution. And then come back again on the table, but less. After COP26, actually, the theme, like the subject, water, reduce its weight and its importance on the table of the leaders. So, and which is weird, under my point of view, of course, because as you said, those are not numbers. This is not just statistics. This is human being. You know, people suffering, because I don't know. Due of my travel around the world to study the water, I spent almost 10 years in Africa, and I faced sometime the lack of having drinking water, and more for my experience, more than starving, feeling the thirstiness is painful, is something devastating. You know, it's something that put you down like I never felt before. And so you understand, and it's so quick. Like 1 day and a half, you completely lose the control on your body, on your brain activities and so on, with a very few quantity of drinking water. And 3 days, you're almost dead. So, which you can afford the starvation for weeks, you know? So when you face this, and then you see our leaders that they do not give too much attention on this subject, there is a circuit there. There is something that is not working under my point of view, because, come on, 3 days is nothing. Almost we do not count them anymore. Like 3 days is like if there is nothing. 5 minutes is the same. You know, now we go by weeks.
True.
So, and 3 days. So this is the first big answer to your question. So yeah, it's a lack of policy, lack of vision from our leaders. Yes, in the water field now. Yes, is this. And the second part was the technology, right? Of course, yeah, the technology can help very much, but if there is no political vision, also technology get affected, because no investments, because no R&D, no study, no research. So meanwhile, the technology can help us 360 degree. For example, meanwhile we treat the water, we reduce CO2 emissions, which today is very, very huge as a number if we compare to the total global generation, because more than 80% of worldwide water, used water, wastewater is not treated. And not treating them, we generate a lot of CO2. So we release into the environment a lot of CO2, and we waste a very valuable resource.
True.
So, and technology can help us to achieve, for example, both these targets. So, saving water, which we are in huge needs, and also reducing a big impact of CO2 on our environment. So I think that yes, the answer is the technology can definitely help our situation concerning the water, but not only. The point is, if our leaders do not decide to finally apply some clever and straight policy on the water and water fields, of course, the technology will be impacted. So meaning that just the private, like us, with private funds and investments, can help the humanity, let's say. Okay. Also, we are a company. Of course, we have our own interest, and the study and research and developing as a cost, which have to be covered. Okay, so it's a close cycle, but should be interesting if our nations can help us into this field in developing technologies that can save water, life, and also can help the environment to stay clean and safe.
There's a number that caught my eye. 1.4 million people die every single year because of contaminated water.
Yeah.
And like you said, people see it as a them problem and not an us problem. So if you don't face it, it's not my problem. So I don't want to find solutions to these problems. So what are some strategies or visions that Aramco Middle East has to overcome the water scarcity that the MENA region is now facing?
More than, I will add, more than water scarcity, we're talking about technology.
Yes.
So, because, for example, what we already talked about, if we can treat the water, and we're talking about 80% of the entire world water that is not treated. If we can treat the water, we can solve also this problem. Because why these people are dying? Are dying because they are not drinking. So, meaning that a consequence is the immunity system that is not working, their body strength that go down, and so on. So they can't fight a normal fight that we are fighting every day. Even now, we are surrounded by bacteria, but our immune system is okay because we drink, we eat properly, and so on. So we can face all what is surrounding us, which is not the case when you are in lack of food and water. And food almost doesn't exist without the water. So also
they come hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly, are connected. So those people died because drink a water which is not treated. So polluted by natural pollution, like for example, arsenic is natural present into the water, or bacteria due to environmental conditions. So they get sick and then they die, for example. So a good water treatment can avoid this problem, of course. So this is what Aneco Middle East is willing to do, and this is the way we are willing to help those kind of countries or people which are facing this kind of problem.
Aneco Middle East highly promotes eco-conscious engineering, basically bringing technology and innovation that is affordable by many societies to keep their water sustained and clean. So can you please explain to us more about this concept?
Yeah, for example, due to the inspiration that have been given by Morocco during our years in Morocco, we developed a system. Okay, it's a mobile system which we named ARCA. So we wanted to have a reference to the Holy ARCA, which saved the world from the water. Okay, so save humans from the water. So, and we are willing to save humans with the water. Okay, so that's why ARCA, because was keeping life, which is water. And ARCA is a very interesting product under my point of view, because allow faraway communities, allow countries poor country, which has no infrastructure to bring and deliver water all around their territory, to place a mobile unit which can treat, doesn't matter which is the water source, and which can treat, doesn't matter which is the source, also in a clean way. How? Because we develop also a trailer, which is a solar trailer, transportable. So the trailer make possible all the equipment, all the technology into our ARCA to work, so without generating pollution, okay? So without CO2 emissions. And of course, also can supply some extra power to the communities all around. So in areas, for example, one of most touching experience I had was in Katanga region in Congo Kinshasa, and there is really nothing, just land and a lot of water, a lot, in a quantity that even I can't imagine, due by the rains, due by the rivers, is a huge quantity. You just dig with a spoon and the water come out naturally from the land. And but people are sick. And for example, one of the most terrible sickness virus we have now on the earth have been developed there, which is Ebola, into the water. And people every day drink the water knowing consciously that they are going to be sick all day long, but they need to drink
to survive.
Exactly. So and also they do not have the power to have like a little fire or a little filtration system to at least reduce the quantity of bacteria or whatever it is into the water to be at least less sick. They don't care anymore. Every morning they go there, wherever it is, on the river, on the lake, or wherever is the water source, they take it and they drink it. And then hope God will help me to survive to the next day. And the next day they will repeat exactly the same story till some very bad sickness come out, like Ebola, from the water well, because it happened into a water well in a village. So this is the point. So once we developed ARCA, we were thinking about these kind of applications, and because we saw it on the field, and for example, ARCA into our business is we call it an ethic product. So actually, we cover the cost when we provide it to countries. Okay, so because we believe that ARCA is a very important tool, and we are sorry we can make it for free, but we are doing our best to have it as cheap as possible, as affordable as possible. So so. God willing, we are going to spread it around. Now we are talking, for example, with Africa very much, like Gabon, Ethiopia, and Morocco. So countries which are today approaching a very hydric stress, very important hydric stress, so they need a solution. So we're trying to find, to give help thanks to this technology, and which is now available also in Abu Dhabi, and we have just delivered some. So this is our main point. Like, okay, so of course, I go back again. We're a company, we have costs to cover and so on. But when it's about the water, we try to be as much ethical as possible because water is life.
So it's not the lack of resources. The water is there, and people are aware that they are drinking contaminated water just to survive, even though they know deep down that even if I drink the water today, I might die tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this comes the role of not just companies like Aramco Middle East, but other private companies, public companies, awareness. This is the importance of when people come together to face a problem that is basically putting humanity into crisis. So what are your thoughts on bringing different sectors together? Is there enough awareness? Is there enough partnerships? Or do you think the world needs to work more on that?
I think that the world needs to work much more on that, because of course when the water is not there, because it's not there, okay, but we have some samples. For example, if we think about Tanzania, or Tanzania as is the correct way, and Ethiopia, one has a lot of water, the other one doesn't. So I think that there is where the government has to talk, you know. So because water belongs to nobody, has no borders, has no political party, has no leader. Water is water, and it took its path alone. So underground water is continuously in movement, is walking, running all around. Due to certain hydrogeological condition, there are some countries which, for their hydrogeological composition, has natural barrier water can walk through. So that's why they are missing in water. So and is where humanity has to behave as a humanity, you know, because it's not a question of, it's really a question of luck or bad luck. I haven't chosen where to born.
True.
But I can choose to deliver to the ones that have no access to the water. This is a choice. So, and how I make agreement between, I'm able and capable to make agreement between countries to make oil and gas run, I can do the same with water. But I don't. So, there is the point. Yeah, the water is there. There are some countries that are very, 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 very rich in water. And in terms of quantity, much more rich than, I don't know, Saudi Arabia with oil, or Qatar with gas, or Venezuela, or whatever. Much, much more compare of quantity and the people that live there, okay? And as we mention again, that water is equal to food also. So no water, no food. So if we do not help each other in this, soon or later we will have to face a very social issue. So why? We know that. Of course, we can contribute. We spend trillions in projects all around the world, but no one is concerning and is about the water. It's time to think about this because we are growing fast and faster. So like 8 billions and something, just last year we were 8 billions, now we are almost 8.5. So we will reach 12 billions in the next 5 years, 4 years. So come on, we need to give water to those guys, and we need to those people, and we need to give food to those people also. So yeah, water is there. It's not also few, but needs to be treated. And we are wasting a lot of water continuously. So we need to change also our municipalities' policy. How to recycle all this water, how to make this water affordable. Also because we are the reason of something that is a bit weird under my point of view, which is the bottle company situation, like water in bottle, which is also costly and is polluting in a crazy way almost also. So this is important also to keep in consideration the cost of the bottle of the water and the cost of the treatment of the water per liter. The treatment costs much less. The treatment costs much less than so meaning that I can have a drinking water from the tap. I do not need to go to buy. It's true, there is an industry, there are interests. Yes, we know this, okay? And who can afford to buy the water still will. The point is, who can't afford it? So we need to give drinking water to those people. So, for example, I come from a country which is very rich in water. And we are so lucky that we can drink the water from the tap. When I'm at home, I do not buy water in bottle. I open the tap and the water is amazing. So, and this is more than, I don't know how many to me, okay, worth more than, I don't know how many millions of barrels of oil. So I really feel myself rich every time I open the tap and I can drink the water and it's safe, And so we can make it, but we can make it happen everywhere. So, and we need to help people to understand that it can be made. For example, here in UAE, you have a beautiful, amazing system. The vision of your leaders here, under this point of view, is uncomparable to all over the world, because the way you build it here, so many desalination plants, you are supplying the water. You have green in the desert, meaning not that you're wasting, but meaning that the policy into the water is the right direction. So what is missing? Because I see, for example, that people doesn't drink the water from the tap, although it's treated, and I have the proof. Like, we analyze the water is good, perfectly, and the point of view microbiologically, like the minerals, the water is good. So that meaning that they are doing a good job in this, but there is no communication. Like they are not helping people to understand that they can avoid to go to buy every day this quantity of their budget in water. They just need, because the state already spent it, invested in it, in this, so they just have to open the tap and drink the water. Okay, so for example, also this, when we have a country like UAE, which they are doing the efforts, they are doing the investment, and then there are people that are not following the leaders. So can happen also this, and this is happening actually. So we need a midway balance. We need the balance. We need to be there, and this happen more and more when leaders meet and they deliver a message concerning, like, also about this. They cooperate and they collaborate between them when it's about water. I think really when it's about water, there is no border. Like there is no leaders, there is no UN, there is no US, there is no UAE, and there is humanity.
And I think water is something that should be provided to everyone and wherever you are. But it saddens me that we live in a world today where water can be used as a geopolitical tool that is now dividing people and not bringing people together. So I want to know more about your thoughts on that. Do you think that water is now becoming the new oil, or is it now becoming a geopolitical tool that is used against humans?
This is the direction under my point of view. Yes, it's becoming the new oil because of lack of policy and leadership in this. So, of course, who understand and is investing a lot in the privatization of the water, and this is very bad. And yes, is going to be, not yet, we are on the path. We are in time to stop this process, but it's gonna be very soon a tool. I think that without benzene, gas, we can survive. So, and we did it actually since for the last 200,000 years, okay? Just last 100 years, we are very focused in gas. But we survived, we can still survive. Without the water, this is, under my point of view, as a geopolitical tool, is worse than a nuclear. Because as we know, 3 days. So what? You can force everybody to do anything. This is worse than a nuclear threat. So this, I think, that is something that our leaders have to start to consider. This is very, very important. And yes, more than this, I don't know what to say because this is very scary thought. Very scary thought.
I have a question for the listeners, of course. I want you to tell me or explain to me in simple words what is water electrolyzed technology.
Okay.
And me myself I'm not even familiar with that. So I'm very much wanting to hear the answer.
Yeah. This is actually the base of what we do. This is something very old that have been studied. So we talk about Faraday, which wrote down the two law that govern this electrochemical field. So what do we do to make it easy? We change the electronic composition of the water. For example, to have an alkaline water, okay? But the molecule remain the same. So meaning that the water is water. So 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 of oxygen. That's it. So we do not change this, but we change the electrical capacity of the water, and these allow us, depending on some little adjustment, to obtain a very stable, for example, hypochlorous acid, which is something very important that allow me to say, thanks to COVID, the world discovered. Okay, we were focused on this since 20 years now, and our body produce its own to defend ourselves. So, and this is beautiful actually, because it's like if we have infantry, and then we have the chivalry. You know, so the infantry is what is already present in our body, and the chivalry is the fact that we can synthesize what our body produces to defend ourselves. So this is one of the final result of the electrolyzed water. Electrolyzed water is simply electroactivated water. Okay, so. And through this tool, we can obtain hypochlorous acid, or we can change the pH of the water to have a water that is more alkaline. And this is another product that we have and we are going to produce here in Abu Dhabi, which is Neptune, which is alkaline water. And the alkaline water today, due to a pollution and all the industrial consequences of our growth, is going to be very, very important in the next future. Why? Because we live in a very acidic world in all terms. Like our water, if we go to check, we can find some bottled water which has a pH 6.5, for example, which is the minimum allowed by the law, but which is very acidic for the water. And we are drinking sodas, we are eating junk food, and so on. So our body is gonna turn in acidic, which is not healthy at all. So this is an example of electrolyzed water. So changing the pH, make the pH, not the water remain water, make the pH more alkaline, will help our body to recovery, to detox. So this is another very important consequences of not treating the water or treating in a very wrong way, bad way. And for example, this kind of technology can help us to approach this problem that is going to be common and common and common. Also, the large obesity in the world that is growing is due to this. Our metabolism is not also to this, is not working anymore properly. And also we eat because we are annoyed, not because we need. Now, all this kind of behaving due to a sedentary work and so on, of course, change our metabolism, and so it's pushing us to be sick and sick and sick. And then if we can help it just a little bit with the principal part of our body, which is our biological composition, which is the water. So if we help it also, we can do good. So this is what we are working now also thanks to the alkaline water. But I can go to really hundreds of applications which are very helpful, and also here very ethically affordable. So we are not going on the market with the crazy prices, although we are almost unique in terms of quality, concentration, and stability. We choose to be fair, actually, to be fair.
One question before I head to the last question. Given your background in R&D and your experience throughout the years, what is one technological innovation or technological management thing that Aneco brought onto the table that had the greatest impact?
It's the hypochlorous acid, absolutely. With the hypochlorous acid, which now we are building in Kizad, the biggest production site in the world of hypochlorous acid. Today, a capacity about 80 tons a day of hypochlorous acid, which can be destined to several applications, from the healthcare to agriculture to drinking water to food industry. So to reduce drastically the impact of the chemicals we are using in our food industry, like conservant, pesticide, disturbant, and so on. So we can reduce it in a very, very biodegradable and environmental friendly way. So yeah, hypochlorous acid is gonna be a game changer. About this, I'm very much convinced.
Daniel, my last question would be, why water?
So why water? Because my background is classic background, although I'm working in science. But if I think about this, I can see the fact that I work in science because my background is in philosophy. So let's say as someone that will to be a philosopher, water is the give the birth to philosophy, and philosophy give the birth to science. So Thales, which is recognized as the first philosopher of human history, is known as the philosopher of the water. Life is in water, and these men that had these thoughts more than 2,500 years ago, without any technology, without any huge know-how, where he was surrounded by people that, for the majority, didn't know even to write and read, had those thoughts. So yes, water is life. So that's why water.
Unfortunately, our conversation today will have to come to an end. But thank you so much
Thanks to
for
you.
being with us
It was a
in an
pleasure.
episode of Trending Echoes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.